everybody. My name is Harry Jacobs, and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and I am going back to Kickstarter. I really didn't look at Kickstarters too much at the through the summer. I did that on purpose because I felt I was starting to get a bit too negative. Really looking at the flaws and problems of the Kickstarters rather than just coming at it and saying, what am I backing? What am I not backing? And maybe a game or two that you should be backing. And so that is the take that we're going to take today is looking at what I've backed, what I didn't back, and a game that I think you should back. And so without further ado, I'm going to shrink my head down in size. I'm going to put myself down in the bottom corner. No, I am not going to cry, and I'm not being punished. I just want to be able to bring these couple of pages to you, and I want to keep this nice and short and sweet. Uh, Partly because I want to get to some other editing today. I got a lot of stuff coming up, including one of the games I'm going to show you that I was given a prototype to of their expansion, and I am so excited for that. So, without any further ado, let's get down to it and start looking at a few of these pages. We're going to only spend 2 or 3 minutes on each one. So, three of these I've already backed. Two of them I did not back. One of them I backed and canceled. The other one got canceled. So let's get to it, folks. Let's get to it. So let's start with actually the games I did back, and we'll get to for glory in a minute. So the first game I did back, Marvel Dice Thrones. I am a sucker for that. I am not going to go through the campaign. If you don't know about the Dice Throne and the Dice Throne universe, then you're probably been living under a rock in the gaming world. Dice Thrones Adventures. This game's been around for a number of years. Now we have a Marvel take to it, and so the game is about $89, I think, US, which is not too bad. Yep, there it is. $84 or more gives you the limited edition Dice Throne Battle Chest and the promo cards. So if you're familiar with Dice Throne, um, this is going to be a game that you're going to want to play. If you're a fan of Marvel, this is a game you're going to want to play. Um, Always good quality, great, great stuff in the box. They could keep this going for a billion years with another. I'm sure in another year they're going to go out, but start playing in 30 seconds. So if it's anything like the last two chests, and of course the Treant, this is going to be a winner. And I'm not going to talk about it. If back or don't back, I've backed it. You saw that because I love Dice Throne. I just like everything Dice Throne. Arcona Games, small railroad empires. They have small space empires, and there's one other game too in the series. I almost backed it the first time around and I skipped it and it came back around, and I do like railroad games. And though this is a bit abstract and I don't know how it plays, but I'm curious, so I decided to go all in basically with it. And I think it's fairly expensive, 123, but the quality is there. I mean, there's a lot of in the box. The quality of the components in the small space empires was absolutely great. Easy to play game out of the box. Sets up, tears down very, very quickly. If you're familiar with Arcona games, I think we could recommend this very, very highly. I backed it, get the playmat and all the good stuff. I'm not going to spend a lot of time again. This is the second time around for Arcona games. I am backing this. I think there's good value here. Again, I'm not going to spend my time. I just want to be quick and dirty here about it, saying that this is something you should look at if you were into railroad games, if you like Arcona games. Give it a try. It's already funded, very modest, 6,000. I got 951 backers. I think anytime you can trip over 1,000 backers, you're pretty safe. Though I did do some reading the other day that nothing is safe. One of the manufacturers had not complained, but said, well, when we came to the well 2 years ago to Kickstarter, it was $10,000 in transportation costs. It's 700% now. Not my wife will correct me. You can have 700%. 7 times. So that 10,000 is now $70,000, which is huge considering they may not have even raised that much. Ate away their profits. Materials was up 32% for them. Now they're wrestling with how do they deliver this, and now they're trying to work out, can we make our boxes smaller, get more in a freight? But that's the whole different story, and I am getting off topic here. So small railroad empires is something that I'm backing, something I would recommend that you back. So that's great. Oh, I guess I should come back to this because I did back this. So this is for Glory Champions Edition and for Glory second printing. I missed the first printing, probably because I'm really looking for solo games mainly. Uh, so this was brought to my attention by Everything Board Games, and even though I am the North of 60 gamer and the North of 60 gaming channel, I sometimes do some work for them, and this is one of the things they asked me to do. And Alex Wolf has given me a prototype copy of the expansion plus the premium edition of for Glory, and I am looking forward to doing that. So we will be doing a solo run for this, probably within the next week to 2 weeks. It takes my cycle is about 2 weeks to get things to a video. The first 3 or 4 days is pre-production, learning the game, getting it out, setting it up, getting all those types of preambled videos done. Then on the weekend, generally on a Saturday morning, I start to play it. I redo the re-editing Sunday morning for all the mistakes. And then usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I do some editing. Sometimes I do some editing on Sunday. Usually by Wednesday, Thursday of the following week, it is out. So I will be working on this. This is a deck builder. It looks marvelous. Uh, I will bring your to attention that it is for 3 to 4 players now. You can add a 3 to 4 players upon your core game, and it's really, really quite simple to play. You basically will buy from 3 market decks, which is unusual to see 3 market decks. Brass Empire is one of the games I have, which I love because it has 2 market decks. But this has 3 market decks. You play your gladiators when there's a certain threshold uh, meet, called Bloodlust met. They will go and fight in the arena, and the last man standing wins the arena. You're looking for 6 glory points. So may the best Ludus win, and hopefully we will build champions. And we'll talk more about this in the coming week. I'm going to try to get to some unboxing, not really unboxing, but sort of a component run through in the next day or two. The games I did not back, Perpetuity, I did back this. Sorry, I did back this. This game looked excellent. I think there's a lot in this. It's a 4X style game with an interesting board. You're against the Perpetuity. You can play against, or you can play Perpetuity against the Mortals. You can play either or. Um, it looked intriguing. The quality looks excellent. Uh, so what happened? They canceled. The price wasn't bad. $59 you saw it flash by there. I think there was there might have been a deluxe version. Yeah, $89 for a deluxe version. Uh, you know, minis and custom inserts and pyramids and some ships and things. Some Kickstarter exclusive mobile apps. I know that turns a lot of people off. So I, I like mobile apps. I think they can add to the story. Uh, I know people are against it and there's people for it. I'm for it. I do solo play, so anytime there's an app that makes it easier for me to play a game, I'm for it. I think this is good. And they've had playthroughs here. There's Rado, there's um Dice Tower. They're big. I mean, they don't have a ton, but there's enough. There's a few. They got lots of English. So what happened to this? And if I was to speculate, as a collector and gamer, there were some very, very hard choices to make in this space, especially in sort of mid September through October. There were some big games. And when you're going up against some big games that are 2 and 3 times the price, I can see where this could cause problems for a publisher or designer. And I hope they come back. raring to go again with a campaign maybe in the new year when things settle down, because after Christmas, things settle down. There are less projects. It kind of slows down over Christmas. So it might be a good time to come back over Christmas and bring this to the players again. And then Voidfall. Bleh, then Voidfall. So I did pledge this initially, and then I decided to cancel it. And you may say, "Oh my God, Harry, why did you cancel this game?" I kind of hinted at it with the Perpetuity game. Is that I got caught in a crunch. There were a lot of big games, and I had to decide what I wanted to back. Like I can't back more than maybe one or two projects a month. And all of a sudden we had Voidfall and we had Fractal and a couple of other games that just take up a huge amount of money. Now this is Mind Clash Games. I don't think you can go wrong with David Turtzi. So we know that this was a good game going in, and it backed with 1.464 million euros. So that's about $3 million Canadian. So I mean, this did incredibly well. I just could not back it. I just could not afford it, and I'm not even going to leg pledge it. Another reason, of course, is I have a couple of Space 4X games that are not even being played now. Why do I want to add another 4X game? Mainly my collection is sort of navigated to Cthulhu solo and deck building games with a few other small footprint games in there. So a big 4X game, as much as I love them, I love exploration and I love 4X, but I don't think I can handle it in this day and age with COVID and not having a club to take this to. Uh, and though I may like pledge it because I do have a games cafe perhaps opening up next year, and I might want to put this into the library, but I'm not sure at this point. I think it's even too big to really want to have in my library there. Not because I don't want people to stay, but because teaching it, I think I would prefer you to come to my cafe and bring the game with you. Now, the one game I really want to talk about, and that's the one that I'm looking at, is the Nano 9 games, Railways, City Planner, and Empire. You can see it's got 22,000 out of the 27. It's gonna find. Let's face it. It is Albin Veered Studio Games. Excuse me, because of the way my seat and stuff is and my cataracts. North of 60 Gaming, I have a little bit of trouble seeing screens now. Woohoo! This looks amazing. 9 cards, 9 dice, and nine. There it is. 3 nano games for 1 to 2 players that last 10 to 15 minutes. 9 cards, 9 dice, 9 cubes. Tough games to master. And then it explains what a nano game is. And he talks about these small footprints based in nines. And the series is going to have like 9 games, 12 and up. I think this looks like a pretty cool concept. I travel. I'm always looking for small footprint games to play when we're traveling, and this certainly looks like a good investment. I don't think it's specifically expensive. I think it was like 45 euros for all games, so that's 80, $65 Canadian. That's not bad at all. So that euro, 1.4 million is closer to 2 million. Sorry, I thought the euro was doing better. At one point, it was almost double the Canadian dollar. I guess it got bombed out by Briex. You can see that they've got 9 games planned. So really, it's a 9 by 9 by 9 type of a gaming thing. I think it's cool. I don't see any videos though. That's too bad. I would love to give it a try and prototype it. Maybe I'll reach out. We have Rado did it. So there is Rado, and you can try it somewhere on Tabletopia. Okay. Um, Now it costs money to give out prototypes and whatnot. So um, I don't think that's ill will on my part or any content creator. I mean, we live in the reality of prototypes cost way more than probably retail games themselves. And they are a lot of work. They are a lot of work for the designers and publishers. So there are a number of games here. We've looked at three games that I am backing, two games that I basically didn't back, and a game that I'm considering backing. I probably will be backing this. I'll probably wait closer to December. I haven't backed anything in November at this point. I hope you found this interesting. If not, put it in the comments and tell me what games you're backing, or tell me that you don't like the games I'm backing. Either way, if you can, hit the like button, subscribe, get notifications, reach out to me on Facebook. But reach out to me on Facebook on BG for One, Board Games for One, Board Game Revolution, Solo Board Gamers, Board Game Group, everything board games, and anywhere else you might find me. I don't bite. At least it's past Halloween, so I don't bite now. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Thanks very much for viewing, and talk to you all later.